A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to this collective message where we are going to talk about what Divine wants you to know. Basically, one of the most interesting statements that came with this channeling was that they don't have a rational explanation to what is happening to them. So I'm going to explain this energy further, a little bit more deeper, but before that I want to take you to the place where it starts from. Initially, two types of people meet. So let me tell you exactly where this situation gets more difficult from, or from difficulty then it starts moving into ascension energies, is the part where either of the one person gives into the slavery. So whosoever I'm channeling for, I can sense a very strong energy that had opposed them in many ways. The war between ego and self took place, and the other person obviously chose ego. They chose the easy life or the materialistic pleasures, the bodily pleasures. Even though these people look very confident, they might be looking very confident back in those days as per their materialistic choices, lifestyle, everything. But they had extremely insecure energies, which means that they were constantly trying very hard to fit into the society, and they always wanted to be seen as the special ones, or the more privileged ones, the rich people, the wealthy people, or someone with a social status, someone who hangs around with famous people just cause they feel that if famous people are hanging out with me, I must be really good. But a lot of famous people also hang out with rich people, very wealthy people, because they need to maintain their lifestyles, and hanging out with rich people can get them better deals. So they're all basically serving each other some purpose. The sad part is that whosoever's energy this is, they were not willing to hang out with someone who's honest and spiritual and very loving and caring, because they felt that that's not the it thing, that's not the new thing, that's not the trendy thing, that's not the good thing, not a good place to be in. So they choose the world, but you chose the love. You actually did not go on the same path where you could have also done that. You could have also done that, but somehow your conscience, something inside of you, just did not allow you to walk on those lanes or on those highways, on those roads, because you were not convinced that all of these people, even if they were huge in number, you were not convinced that these people are going in the right direction. So a big round of applause to you. A big round of applause to you for sticking to the right thing. Because if you're here today, obviously you made it through. Obviously you've passed that very difficult phase or very difficult time of your life. This person might have hurt you in the past, and they might have made you feel really worthless, really useless at one point in time. In fact, maybe in the very beginning, they did make you feel very special. They did look at you like, they've won something. Because as I said, this channeling is more about what they chose. So somehow they wanted to choose you too. Somehow they were thinking that whatever you're doing is amazing, or whoever you are is amazing and wonderful. But when they saw the amount of work that you were putting into it, or maybe in their heads they thought that they might also have to put in equal amount of work to be in your place, somehow they started triggering you. I mean, the journey could have gone very smooth, very easy. You could have done your practices, you could have been yourself, but they started acting so weird because they were not liking it. They were not liking your independence. They were not liking your free nature, your free-spirited nature, your non-judgmental, unbiased approach towards life. And they were also very triggered by your strong urge towards the spiritual or ascension lifestyle very clearly, because it could be possible that in their childhood they also wanted to be like you, but they were programmed heavily to never ever even think about those things. Just focus on money, just make money, just be rich, just be wealthy, just be this, just be that. Or for some people, They were always taught about looks. Like their parents must have been obsessed for looks. Or crazier than that, it could be a societal problem. It could be a societal flaw. Like in India, in the past few years, there was a time when the British people left. Indians were crazy about white skin. They still are. A lot of people are still crazy about fair color or fair complexion skin. Why? Because they programmed this, they instilled it in them. Whereas, long time back, many years ago, it was the dark color that was actually more desired. And most of the gods and goddesses, they were somehow associated with the dark color, like Lord Sri Krishna, Lord Sri Ram, Goddess Kali. Goddess Kali's actual name is Kalika, which means the dark one. So why? Why suddenly it shifted and suddenly it changed from the whole world going crazy for fair skin? I mean, I also have fair skin, but if you ask me, I really like dark complexion. I really love, somehow I find these people very attractive. But the point is that it's not even about you liking or not liking certain skin complexion or color or certain wealth or status standard. Even if you have fair skin, you have to accept yourself, how God has made you. Even if you have dark skin, you have to accept yourself, how God has created you, how nature has made you. You have orange color skin, pale skin, yellow skin, red hair, black hair, whatever it is. And nobody stops you from experimentation. That's the best part about the way we are. We can do whatever we want to. We can play with our bodies. We can play, like children do it. We can express, we can use this to express ourselves instead of seeking validation. Then it becomes a whole new different level of experience. So whosoever resonates with this channeling, you actually took a very bold decision to accept who you are and not go after these people who are constantly discarding you or rejecting you or maybe telling you otherwise. You also interestingly learned that you don't need to cajole these people's ego or massage these people's ego by accepting them back whenever they wanted to. You decided to shut the door on them, and you decided that you are going to be the one who will tell them when they can enter and when they cannot. They need to respect your boundaries and they need to respect you, because there was a time when you gave them all the respect that they may or may not have deserved. And in some cases, as we say, if this was a catalyst in your life, then it was predestined that you had to meet them. You realize that you have to stop pampering this person and you have to stop treating them like they've always been, the enabled narcissist, the one who always wants everything their way, my way, or the highway. And you decided to tell them that, look, I am not going to do what you want me to do all the time. And I have done it already. Many times I overstepped and I overdid where I was not even getting anything in return. You decided to let this person know that just because I gave you the label of twin flame or soulmate or my lover, or in other cases, it could be they are overstepping their boundaries because they have a close biological connection with you, or they could be somehow related to you, or they could be immediate family members, they could be friends, they could be colleagues, they could be anyone in your circle who you gave that permission to that person because you felt that, we have a bond. But bonds are not only one person's responsibility. It's not just your job to keep giving. Even though love is a one-way traffic, but then too, I was told by someone that who you give love to also matters a lot. You need to give it to people who deserve it, not someone who's going to just throw it around or just complain about it or just say, oh, I don't like this about you or I don't like that about you. You decided to be the more mature one, and you decided eventually that you will take the lead and the control of your life. You're not going to give the control of your life to someone just because you love them. You love them, so you want the best for them as well. And the best for them is to come back into their senses and not run after unnecessary materialistic things and just the physical connection. For them, everything is about the body. Everything is or was about physical connection. So some of the relationships might have been very sexual in nature. Now, those people who have stronger feminine energy, or even I would say female bodies are designed in such a way that you cannot just get intimate with someone and forget about it. Like there are some people, they sleep with 50 people, 100 people, but they don't care about it. They are very selfish. They just don't care about it. And it's a fact. Casual sex is one of the biggest master manipulators of this planet in terms of distracting really pure souls away and keep them locked or trapped in the loop of trying to look for true love, whereas everybody is telling them that lust is love, lust is love, lust is love. Their intuition is saying this is not love, this can't be love, this can't be love. How can this person love me if they are behaving like this with me? Am I just a piece of meat for them? Or am I just an ATM machine for them? Or when it's not that type of a connection, if it is another connection which is non-romantic one, am I just something that they want to use? Am I just a slave for them, that I'm just supposed to please them all the time and do nothing else? Like I don't have an individuality. So these type of questions went through this person's mind, whosoever I'm channeling for, whosoever I'm resonating, and they realize that they need to, and they definitely need to let this type of toxicity go. And coming back to the main statement that they don't have a rational explanation. So back in the time, you did not have a rational explanation to whatever was happening to you. Why you were feeling so much love for these people. Why you were giving too much to them and getting drained in return. Why you were so blinded. And why you were so vulnerable. Some of the people who have progressed a lot, they also have told me that when they look back at themselves, their old selves, the one they were 5 years back, 10 years back, sometimes they are very shocked that why was I doing those things? Like how could it be me? They sometimes don't relate with that person anymore. They feel that that person has died, that person is dead. What sits in their place now is their stronger, more confident personality, a regenerated form of them, a transmutated form of them, a transformed version of them, a higher or better version of them. So these people also had a tough time dealing with not understanding why they are going through this experience, what's happening to them. They did not understand spiritual awakening back in those days, and the same is now being mirrored back by the person who you are showing or telling them that you cannot just always come and go. Like you don't want them back because you want them to also go through the same type of awakening process, and you believe a lot more in God now, you believe a lot more in source, you have a lot of faith. You know that if you could come out of this situation and if you could understand everything so much with so much detail and it's crystal clear to you, then they also have the potential to do that. And even if they don't, say they don't, maybe they are the false ones, maybe they are the ones who never supposed to be around you, then also they will learn how to not cross the boundaries and they will not treat anybody else the way they treated you. So very interestingly, they are also they could be going through a spiritual awakening, and I'm talking about those people who are your true connections, who are also supposed to follow you on this path of spiritual awakening. Right now, they don't understand what's happening to them. Maybe they're going through a dark night of the soul. It could be that they have strongly realized that whatever they chose in the past was absolutely wrong decision by them, and they got hurt in the process, they got played on, or they got played by someone else in the process, they got manipulated, and they got their heart broken by some very trusted people, and then they suddenly realized, they just woke up, they just had those epiphanies. And then you are also there as a live example. You are standing tall, smart, confident, amazing, in those beautiful energies and vibrations. They have a very strong realization that they had formed a false perception or had a false image in their minds about you, and they actually chose to believe the other side or the other people who probably could not see intuitively. They don't have the intuition power. They could not see anything about your connection, or they could not understand your connection that well. And maybe because of this particular connection going wrong, you also formed connections with some really beautiful people, your cheerleaders, leaders, your supporters, people who are on the same vibrational frequency as you. Now when you're happy in your own world, they feel very bad, because at one time they were also very happy in the world they chose for themselves. And the choice they made was a karmic choice, which was an obvious choice. They saw that it's an easy choice, so why don't I take this choice? They did that. But with the time frame, or the timeline moving in the direction which favors you more, this time, they are feeling very bad. And, maybe for some time when you had the dark night, or when you were witnessing all those situations, difficulties, misunderstandings, they also had a great time. They were happy in their bubble for a long time, and they were very relaxed and calm, and everybody was telling them, or they could have told them that, hey, you made the right choice, congratulations for this choice that you made, good riddance, you are happy now, you are free now, all of that. They thought 50% their heart was in you even at that time, but they did not choose it. So when you come so close towards the truth, and still you turn your face away, because let me tell you, I'm not doing this channeling for them, because as I said, that there are combinations of people in this collective reading that I'm being shown. Everybody is not going to be the true soulmate or the right person for you. Even after spiritual ascension and union, many people have gotten into karmic situations and relationships that did not fulfill themselves fully. But the thing was that, when you become a lotus, when you become as detached as a lotus, every single person seems to be a contributor in your ascension journey. So there's no need to feel bad. Those who chose the karmic lifestyle, or those who chose the other things, the easy life, for them, they still have a lot of regret. But why would you regret? Also, one more thing that is very strongly coming out in this session is that these people compared you with others on purpose, to break you down. They did so many things. They did so many things to make you feel small, to make you feel unworthy, to make you feel inadequate. So they are going through a whole phase of facing their own mistakes, the wrong things they did. If they are a good soul, if they're a strong person, they will somehow understand everything, and you will eventually have a harmonious relationship which will be based on forgiveness with these people. But if they're not, if they're supposed to live in the ego-based earthly reality, then also they will look at you and they will see that this person is successful, this person is happier. So they will see the truth whether they choose this side or that side. But some of them will have the courage to move towards your side, and some of them might not. You need to accept the decision that source has made for you. You have to accept everything that was predestined and happened in its due course of time. And even if some of the situations still look like, okay, there's not much progress in that area or that department, you still have to accept it, because you don't know what source knows. You don't know what masters know. They know a lot more. They can walk through time. They are the Kaldarshis. They can witness all three times, past, present, and future. So whatever is happening to you in the ascension journey is absolutely good for you. So you got to trust it. You got to trust the process. And I'm 100% sure a lot of you are. And in this session, God wants you to know, Source wants you to know that you did the best thing by choosing your spiritual growth and ascension, because you are happier, you are not codependent anymore, you are clearer in your mind, and the most important thing is that you are getting connected with yourself, with your true self, with truth. So you are becoming a lover of truth. Now either you're going to hang out with other people who are also lover of truth, or else you're going to be by yourself. But in any case, you will be enjoying the union energy. Now there's obviously, because of this type of channeling, you are not entertaining this person, these people. You are not the same way with them how you used to be. You're not so nice to them. You are maybe turning your back towards them, and you're not doing it in a revengeful manner. You don't want any revenge, but you just feel very strongly that they're not on the same page with you. they need to work on themselves more, and you do have that level of mastery and decision making now, that you can sense, maybe by looking at their lifestyle, maybe the way they talk, maybe the way they dress up, or maybe the way they eat. They could be doing a lot of things purely for validation and to massage their ego, but they're coming back to you because they're in pain without you. They're coming back to you maybe because they did not get from others what you were giving to them. Maybe they're also coming back to you for pleasure. Maybe they had a good time with you and they want to replicate it or repeat it. They still don't want to let their past life go, whatever they have on the other side. They want to have one hand in the bush and one hand, holding you. So you're not giving it to them this time. You're not entertaining them this time, that's for sure. You are now surrounded by better energy, more positive vibration. So you don't want to disturb that. You don't want to disturb your peace, and you're happy with the people you're with, or you're happy with yourself doing the things that you love. You have a substantial amount of success in certain areas. You have grown so much as a person. So why would you want to ruin all of that just for someone who wants a booty call, or someone who wants a codependent relationship? Or for those people who are not romantically linked with you, but they want to use you like an ATM machine, or they want to harvest your energy, they want to drain your energy. So all in all of them are just coming to you because you gave them something that no one else can give. But now they need to learn to get your company. In order to get your company and get your presence, they need to match up to your level. Another reason why this is so important and integral for you to witness, or for anyone else to experience, is so that they can see themselves in a more clearer light. The truth has to come out, the truth about themselves, because a lot of these narcissistic people, in their heads, they actually always think that they are right. They are never wrong. They don't need healing. Everything is great with them. Everything they do is perfect and flawless. If that's the case, then why are they doing what they're doing right now? They don't want to question that. They just feel that the world should revolve around them, the whole galaxy, all the planets, all the beings, they should be the center of this universe. And it's not wrong to be the center of your own universe. So they should be the center of their own universe. But why do they want you to leave your own center, your own stability, and your own universe, and just chase them or follow them around like a groupie, or like, they are some kind of god that you need to worship? You can worship, your own master, your own source, because you're getting energy from them by worshipping these people, anyone, specific person or non-specific person, as I said, non-romantic, romantic, both. By worshipping them, what did you get? You got nothing. You were hurt, you were in pain, and they didn't even come to look for you. They want to keep you like a pet, and you don't like them. Also, it could have been possible that during the dark night of the soul phase, or after that also, when you got out of it, maybe you saw them more clearly. Maybe they bitched about you. Bitch is such a wrong word actually, because dogs and bitches are the most loyal animals, and these people don't know anything about loyalty. They spoke negatively about you. They spoke lot of things about you. They humiliated you just to polish their own image, just to be like the good person, the better person, the saintly person, all of that. They decided, or they thought, or it was just their reflex, or maybe their response to certain situations. They thought that they will malign you and they will paint you black, and that will make them look better. They did not even think twice, like if you would find out, how would you feel? So somewhere in your heart, you know that this is a problem that needs healing, that needs work. And people always, like, we also get to know when we heal and when we ascend, or we ascend in certain areas, we get to know, we can see the shift, we can feel the calmness in our energy. And you are this honest person, whereas this person can get gloomy and anxious at times. So their anxiety levels are higher, and they need to recognize that. I mean, just because you're a nice person, just because you're a good person, does not mean that you can or you will accept disrespect towards you. Your body is a temple of God. The spirit, the source lives inside of you. You don't want to get disrespected for unnecessary reasons. All of this led to something good for you because you healed your wounds and you stepped up in your journey. You learned so much about yourself and you got into the mode of inner work more intensely and more seriously. So I think everything that happened to you, all of these experiences were written, were predestined for your growth and for your progress. And maybe God sees you as his very important device, and God knows that if you're going to be doing all of these things, if you bring these changes in your life, you can show light to a lot of people. You can be the torch bearer, or you could be already pre-decided to be the torch bearer. So you met all these people, you obviously got hurt, and I totally relate with that feeling, and I'm very much I feel you over there. And it's not easy to be in that situation where you're betrayed and backstabbed by someone you love so much. They put you through that, but it has all turned out to be good for you. And we cannot take these lessons that seriously also. I mean, there's a time that you grieve, there's a time you feel pain and you feel very bad about the separation process. But with time, you also learn that separation is an illusion. And there's no such thing as literal separation. But to know that, you have to go through these practical lessons as well. These are eternal lessons. They stay with your soul forever. They never go. And that's why we call it the ascension process. Because once you ascend, there's no looking back. What these people don't have is what you have, the ascension. So some of those people will definitely look up to you, will definitely get inspired by you, and they'll definitely want to connect with you, to either appreciate you or compliment you, maybe to bring you back, maybe to win your heart. But you have to make it very, very clear, or in this session, as I see that you are making it very, very clear that you got to be on the same page with me, honey. This whole experience has also humbled you down, because you can see how miracles are played out and how God takes care of its people. Whatever name you want to give, that's okay. You're also connecting yourself with the metaphysical domain, which is something that not many people get to do in one lifetime. So in the same lifetime, you're going through dark night of the soul, and in the same lifetime, you can see the light in your heart space, in your heart chakra. So that's like a very interesting experience to have. You are one of the blessed, lucky ones on this planet right now who's experiencing all of this. And you're also able to upgrade to your gifts, or you're also able to find out that you have strong intuition, you could have some psychic abilities, you could have some sixth sense power, you could be somebody who's here to do some really cool stuff. And last but not the least, the most important thing is your wounds had to be cleared off. Your wounds had to be healed, and some of the people came in your life, or some of the people who are literally omnipresent. I also know of twin flame couples or twin flames in marriages which they don't want to break because they have children. Maybe yes, there were infidelity issues, or there were some other scandals that they went through, but for the sake of their children or for the sake of some other things, they don't want to let it go. But even for them, I feel very strongly that they took it all as a stimuli. They took it all like, an elevator, an escalator, because they had to move ahead. They had to move further up. So once you ascend, it's like literally when you ascend, everything shifts outside. Other people change also. And those who are not meant to be with you, they just move away without you doing anything, without you literally making any efforts or going through any more drama because of these people. These people themselves will be like, okay, bye, if they're meant to go away. And if they're not, if they're meant to stay, then they will realize their mistakes and they'll stick around with you, and they'll prove it to you that they can do anything to be by your side, and that will win your heart fully. But you need to give it time, and you need to watch them, and you also need to live your life. You can't constantly be just looking at them with a magnifying glass, because feelings tell us a lot about a person. So For your personal situations, you can write to me at thesunamoon@gmail.com. And please do not share your twin flame so far, the experience that you have in the twin flame ascension journey with me, because I use spiritual tools and modalities and intuitive gifts that are given to me by source and my masters, and all the credit goes to them. I will see you soon in another one. One love and peace out, and Jai Shri Ram.